in the Vatican, where they elected John the 23rd.
Well, whenever you have that kind of power, it's stunning.
Yes, it's huge.
It's so crazy. When you're walking around, you see just the dollar value in the art that they possess.
Have you ever wondered if there's a hidden, darker side to one of the world's most revered institutions, the Vatican? Imagine Mel Gibson openly accusing the Church of sinister secrets, Elon Musk obsessively digging into forbidden archives, and Joe Rogan questioning the truth of history itself. Could these influential figures know something the Vatican desperately wants hidden from the public? Today, we're diving deep into these chilling revelations, uncovering mysteries so powerful they might just reshape our understanding of history, religion, and reality itself. Joe Rogan's terrifying revelation about the Vatican. When Joe Rogan sits behind the microphone, audiences brace themselves for mind-bending conversations. Yet, during one unforgettable podcast episode, Rogan's exploration of the Vatican took listeners down a darker path. Known for boldly questioning established narratives, Rogan challenged the Vatican's carefully maintained image of sanctity, hinting at something unsettling hidden deep beneath its ancient walls. His guest shared chilling anecdotes about Vatican insiders who've witnessed disturbing secrets, stories that Rogan himself found unnervingly plausible. Rogan has always walked a fine line between curiosity and controversy, but his fascination with Vatican mysteries raised eyebrows even among loyal fans. On his show, he's hosted theologians, journalists, and ex-clergy, digging deep into accounts of secret chambers, exorcisms, and hidden archives. But what pushed Rogan's fascination from casual curiosity into outright alarm was learning about the so-called chronovisor, a mysterious device rumored to exist within Vatican archives, capable of viewing past events. Rogan was visibly shaken, discussing how such a device could reshape humanity's entire understanding of reality. Yet the chronovisor was just the tip of the iceberg. Rogan openly pondered why an institution committed to truth and enlightenment would aggressively conceal knowledge. In one intense segment, he questioned the possible existence of alien encounters documented within Vatican vaults. His guests, some insiders, others conspiracy theorists, fueled the fire. They described decades of suppressed documents detailing unexplained phenomena, suggesting the Vatican might possess proof that humans are not alone, secrets kept hidden to preserve religious power and control. Perhaps, most disturbingly, Rogan's research revealed accounts of demonic activity being discreetly studied behind Vatican doors. He spoke in hushed tones about exorcism rituals and testimonies from priests who encountered terrifying entities during secretive rites. He questioned aloud whether the church was conducting its own research into dark, otherworldly forces, a possibility which, if true, could unravel centuries of carefully guarded doctrines. Joe's skepticism didn't diminish his intrigue. Rather, it intensified his curiosity. He argued passionately that any truths hidden within the Vatican deserve public attention, emphasizing transparency as essential for humanity's advancement. But his listeners could sense something deeper. Rogan himself was grappling with the unnerving implications these secrets held for his own worldview. Ultimately, Rogan's dive into the Vatican mysteries wasn't just about entertainment. It represented a challenge to an ancient institution that held immense influence over billions. He pondered the morality of hoarding knowledge and whether revealing such secrets could usher in a new age of enlightenment or plunge humanity into chaos. Rogan knew he'd only scratched the surface, leaving his audience haunted by one chilling question. What exactly was the Vatican so desperately trying to hide? As listeners hung on to his words, few realized Rogan's inquiries would soon intersect with two other prominent figures, Mel Gibson and Elon Musk, whose own discoveries would deepen the mystery even further. Mel Gibson's shocking accusations against the Vatican. Mel Gibson isn't known for subtlety. His outspoken criticism of the Vatican has repeatedly rocked Hollywood and Catholic circles alike. The acclaimed actor and director, best known for his controversial film The Passion of the Christ, stunned the public by openly accusing the Vatican of harboring sinister secrets and fostering corruption at its highest levels. Gibson's pointed words went beyond simple criticism, hinting at disturbing revelations that could shake faith to its core. Raised as a traditionalist Catholic, Gibson's devotion initially earned praise from conservative circles. But soon, his fierce opposition to Vatican reforms, especially those from the controversial Vatican II Council, placed him at odds with the church hierarchy. Gibson openly claimed these modernizing reforms had corrupted true Catholic doctrine, allowing a shadowy influence to infiltrate and poison the institution from within. He alleged that the church's moral fabric was deliberately undermined by leaders pursuing power and wealth at the expense of true spirituality. In multiple fiery interviews, Gibson suggested that the Vatican was actively concealing widespread moral hypocrisy. He cited financial scandals involving the Vatican Bank, which he argued proved a systemic corruption that went far beyond mere greed. Gibson's accusations implied something darker, a deliberate strategy by powerful individuals within the Vatican to manipulate global events and conceal morally questionable activities. His words resonated deeply with those suspicious of Vatican secrecy. Perhaps Gibson's most shocking accusations concerned the Vatican's alleged cover-ups of abuse and corruption, extending far beyond financial wrongdoing. He claimed influential figures within the church knowingly protected criminal behavior, creating an environment ripe for exploitation and moral decay. This was no isolated conspiracy theory. Gibson publicly stated that powerful networks within the Vatican were suppressing vital truths, fueling public mistrust and weakening the faith itself. Gibson's directness about Vatican corruption startled even supporters. His statements revived decades-old rumors of hidden vaults beneath St. Peter's Basilica, allegedly containing evidence of scandals dating back centuries. He suggested Vatican insiders deliberately buried stories of moral compromise and possibly even supernatural events that contradicted traditional teachings. His vocal stance placed a new spotlight on the Vatican's mysterious inner workings, creating a storm of debate. Skeptics dismissed Gibson's views as exaggerated or driven by personal grudges, but the actor's supporters felt vindicated by his bravery. Gibson risked his Hollywood reputation by speaking out, yet he remained defiant. He insisted the Vatican's true nature could only be exposed through courageous questioning and relentless pursuit of truth, no matter how disturbing or inconvenient the revelations. As controversy around Gibson's claims grew, a chilling idea emerged. Perhaps his dramatic accusations were just scratching the surface. Were his statements mere paranoia, or was Gibson tapping into a deeper truth, one the Vatican would stop at nothing to conceal? Unknown to Gibson, his bold assertions resonated with another influential figure whose obsession with the Vatican's secret archives would soon push the story into even darker territory: Elon Musk. Elon Musk's obsession with Vatican archives. Elon Musk is known for his bold ideas, groundbreaking innovations, and relentless pursuit of answers to humanity's greatest mysteries. But in recent years, Musk's fascination shifted unexpectedly toward a source of knowledge steeped in secrecy: the Vatican's legendary secret archives. Musk reportedly became captivated by the thought of hidden knowledge stored beneath Vatican City, convinced these archives held keys capable of reshaping humanity's understanding of history, science, and possibly even our existence. Musk's interest began innocently enough, sparked during an interview where he casually discussed humanity's unknown past. But as he delved deeper, Musk's curiosity took a darker turn, fixating on persistent rumors of Vatican documents that could prove extraterrestrial contact or unveil technologies lost to history. Friends close to Musk noticed him increasingly consumed by research into Vatican lore, reportedly drawn to legends like the chronovisor, a device said to capture scenes from the distant past. For Musk, whose enterprises ranged from space exploration to artificial intelligence, the possibility of accessing hidden historical data was irresistible. His fascination went beyond mere curiosity. Musk saw the Vatican archives as a repository of humanity's greatest secrets, intentionally concealed for centuries. He publicly mused about the implications. What if proof of advanced civilizations, alien encounters, or forgotten technologies really existed beneath the Vatican's marble halls? The entrepreneur's bold speculation quickly drew global attention, turning a fringe conspiracy theory into mainstream discussion. His massive following amplified the intrigue surrounding Vatican's secrets, bringing renewed scrutiny to the institution's refusal to disclose its complete archives. Musk suggested that powerful interests might deliberately suppress certain knowledge, fearing it could destabilize established beliefs or power structures. Musk also hinted at his own intent. What if he could leverage his resources to uncover Vatican secrets himself? The billionaire's ambition was clear. He saw the pursuit of these mysteries as essential to humanity's advancement, believing suppressed truths must be exposed for civilization to progress. Critics dismissed Musk's speculation as reckless sensationalism, but his supporters saw something else, a daring quest to confront the unknown. Meanwhile, Musk's obsession with Vatican secrets fueled debates online, with skeptics and believers clashing over what the billionaire might uncover. He publicly urged transparency from the Vatican, hinting that if secrets existed, they belonged to all humanity, not just a privileged few guarding them in ancient vaults. His statements drew praise and criticism alike, intensifying public demand for disclosure. Yet, as Musk pressed forward, it became clear he was wading into dangerous territory. Powerful figures within and outside the Vatican began openly criticizing Musk's pursuits, warning that some truths were best left undiscovered. But for Musk, warnings only reinforced his determination. The deeper he went, the more he was convinced the Vatican's secrets represented a crossroads for humanity's future. Unknown to Musk, his curiosity would soon intertwine dramatically with revelations from Joe Rogan and Mel Gibson, setting the stage for a confrontation with an ancient institution desperate to protect its mysteries at any cost. The chronovisor, Vatican's forbidden time machine, hidden deep within the swirling legends surrounding Vatican secrecy, lies perhaps its most fascinating and chilling tale, the mysterious chronovisor. Initially introduced to the world through whispered rumors in the 1950s. This device was supposedly crafted by Father Pellegrino Ernetti, a brilliant yet enigmatic priest, whose expertise spanned theology, quantum physics, and even ancient occult knowledge. His creation was said to possess the unimaginable power to capture images and sounds from history, enabling observers to view events as they actually unfolded. Father Ernetti, a respected scholar fluent in multiple languages, shocked the few confidants to whom he revealed his groundbreaking device. Reports claim that the chronovisor functioned by decoding lingering electromagnetic signals, echoes from the past, to reconstruct vivid moments in history. The implications were staggering. Eyewitness accounts suggested the device allowed glimpses of key biblical scenes, including the crucifixion of Christ. Could it truly expose truths that had eluded historians and theologians for centuries? Yet the Vatican's reaction was swift and absolute silence. After initial leaks, Ernetti's chronovisor vanished from public discourse, dismissed by the Church as mere fiction. Skeptics pointed to a lack of hard evidence, but believers insisted the Vatican intentionally concealed the device, fearing its revelations would undermine traditional doctrine or even shatter religious belief itself. Ernetti himself mysteriously stopped speaking about his invention, fueling rumors that he had been silenced or pressured into hiding his discovery. However, beneath the surface, fascination with the chronovisor endured, attracting attention from investigators, theologians, and conspiracy theorists alike. Stories circulated about secret experiments continuing in Vatican vaults, suggesting church authorities hadn't destroyed the device, but instead secured it, conducting controlled viewings to study and possibly manipulate historical narratives. Supporters of the theory argued passionately that the device's existence explained numerous Vatican oddities, such as its fiercely guarded archives and cryptic symbolism embedded in church architecture. If true, the chronovisor could rewrite our understanding of human history, challenge religious traditions, and expose secrets that many powerful institutions might desperately wish to suppress. Curiously, famed physicists and quantum theorists have quietly acknowledged the scientific possibility, albeit distant, of technology resembling the chronovisor. Time, after all, may be more malleable than previously believed. Quantum mechanics has shown us glimpses into a universe where past, present, and future could theoretically overlap, lending eerie credibility to Father Ernetti's fantastic claims. Yet, despite mounting speculation, the Vatican remains silent, neither confirming nor denying the existence of the chronovisor. It leaves observers trapped in uncertainty. Does the Vatican really hold a device capable of reshaping our understanding of history? Or is this simply another powerful legend crafted by those eager for sensational conspiracy? Unbeknownst to most, this question had already caught the attention of Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, and Mel Gibson, each drawn toward the Vatican by a desire to uncover truths that powerful interests desperately sought to keep hidden. Architectural secrets, dark symbols of the Vatican. Few realize that the Vatican's mysteries aren't confined to hidden vaults or secret archives alone. Even the very structures themselves, majestic, awe-inspiring, and seemingly sacred, are whispered to contain unsettling symbolism hinting at darker truths. From serpent-shaped buildings to grotesque sculptures, conspiracy theorists claim the architecture sends hidden messages about the Vatican's true intentions, subtly revealing its darker side. One of the most talked-about mysteries lies in the Pope's audience hall. Viewed from above, the hall eerily resembles the head of a giant serpent, complete with slanted eyes, scales, and fangs. Within this serpent's mouth sits the Pope himself during speeches and addresses. Critics argue this arrangement can't simply be an accident. They claim the symbolism of the serpent, an ancient representation of deceit and evil, was deliberately embedded as a hidden, disturbing message. Further inside the audience hall stands a massive sculpture titled The Resurrection, supposedly depicting Christ's rise from the grave. Yet observers describe it as unsettling, even horrifying. Its twisted form, chaotic limbs, and distorted figure of Christ have drawn comparisons not to holy resurrection, but to nightmarish visions, nuclear explosions, or demonic imagery. The sculpture's unsettling details, especially its distorted, horn-like protrusions, have fueled claims that hidden occult symbolism permeates Vatican design. Beyond the audience hall, even the iconic dome of St. Peter's Basilica has attracted suspicion. Conspiracy theorists point to patterns on the dome's ceiling, claiming they resemble reptilian eyes, staring down ominously at worshippers. For some, these serpent-like symbols hint at hidden power or dark forces quietly influencing the church from within, forces whose true nature remains carefully concealed from the faithful masses. Skeptics dismiss such theories as exaggerated fantasies, insisting that symbolism in religious architecture is common, often intended to represent spiritual triumph over evil. However, the persistent presence of these troubling symbols, combined with the Vatican's notorious secrecy, leaves many feeling uneasy. Why would an institution committed to faith and transparency incorporate designs that lend themselves so easily to sinister interpretations? Historians point out that the Vatican's art and architecture were intentionally designed with hidden meanings, as was customary during the Renaissance. Yet, could these hidden meanings serve another purpose? Might they subtly reflect the Church's complex history, perhaps an acknowledgement of darker chapters that the Vatican seeks to acknowledge, but never openly reveal? Regardless of intent, the existence of these disturbing symbols contributes to the enduring mystique surrounding the Vatican, further fueling speculation that something hidden and deeply troubling lurks within its sacred halls. As Rogan, Gibson, and Musk have noted in their public musings, the Vatican's choice to remain silent only amplifies suspicion, leaving observers to question whether these symbols might be subtle warnings of truths yet uncovered. Little did these three influential figures know, their paths were destined to converge, pushing them toward a confrontation with truths far darker than any had imagined. When paths collide, Rogan, Gibson, and Musk unite. Few could imagine the explosive combination of personalities like Joe Rogan, Mel Gibson, and Elon Musk ever crossing paths. Yet, as fate would have it, their individual pursuits of hidden truths surrounding the Vatican eventually brought these three powerhouses together. Each had independently probed into the church's darkest secrets. Rogan through provocative podcasts, Gibson via controversial films and public statements, and Musk by quietly probing deep within influential circles. Now, a clandestine meeting was set to take place, fueled by mutual suspicion that something deeply unsettling lay hidden beneath Vatican City. Their encounter was initially cautious. Gibson's intense skepticism toward modern Vatican practices and Rogan's unfiltered curiosity created instant common ground. Musk, always calculated and reserved, brought a sense of gravity to the meeting. Behind closed doors, they exchanged theories, personal experiences, and disturbing anecdotes collected from their investigations. It quickly became evident to all three that their suspicions were not unfounded. Something dark was indeed occurring within the highest levels of the Vatican. As their discussions deepened, they discovered overlaps in their findings. Gibson shared unsettling stories about corruption and the infiltration of sinister influences into church ranks, while Rogan added rumors about hidden documents detailing historical events vastly different from official narratives. Musk, in turn, discussed theories about suppressed technological breakthroughs and possible evidence of extraterrestrial contact concealed within Vatican archives. Together, they painted an alarming picture. Could the Vatican's secrecy hide not only theological deceptions, but groundbreaking revelations about humanity's past and future? One startling moment came when Musk disclosed his recent conversations with anonymous Vatican insiders who hinted at an ongoing power struggle deep within the church hierarchy. These sources had mentioned secretive groups, possibly ancient orders, attempting to maintain control over hidden knowledge. Gibson corroborated Musk's claims with accounts he'd heard about internal factions allegedly manipulating church doctrines and finances to suppress certain truths. Rogan, captivated by these insights, suggested the Vatican might be concealing realities that could transform global understanding of religion, history, and science simultaneously. The trio also pondered why mainstream media consistently avoided such explosive allegations, despite mounting circumstantial evidence. Rogan suggested a widespread reluctance to challenge institutions as deeply embedded and influential as the Catholic Church. Gibson, embittered by his experiences within Hollywood and media suppression, agreed wholeheartedly, believing powerful interests conspired to silence those who dared question official narratives. Musk, always analytical, theorized a combination of fear, institutional inertia, and deliberate obfuscation kept such truths hidden in plain sight. As their meeting progressed, tension grew palpable, not among each other, but due to the unsettling realization of how significant their suspicions might be. Musk, Rogan, and Gibson understood that unearthing the Vatican's hidden secrets was not merely about exposing institutional hypocrisy. It had implications potentially altering humanity's entire worldview. They knew their curiosity made them targets, potentially placing them at risk from powerful forces intent on preserving the status quo. Yet, despite the risks, none of the three felt inclined to retreat. Gibson passionately argued they had an obligation to shine light onto the church's shadowy corners, no matter the consequences. Rogan, driven by journalistic instinct, agreed, suggesting they strategically leverage their combined reach and influence. Musk, recognizing the gravity of the potential revelations, stressed the importance of precision and caution. Together, they resolved to continue digging deeper, planning discreet investigations to confirm their theories before going public. Their alliance was unprecedented, uniting diverse perspectives and formidable resources behind a single, extraordinary mission, uncovering what the Vatican desperately wanted hidden, but none of them fully grasped the magnitude of the revelations awaiting discovery, or the dangers rapidly approaching their doorstep. Vatican whistleblower, the shocking revelation. Not long after the secretive alliance formed, a startling event occurred. An anonymous whistleblower emerged from within the Vatican itself, reaching out cautiously but deliberately to the trio. This insider, identifying himself simply as Brother Gabriel, claimed he could no longer remain silent, disturbed by knowledge he had sworn secrecy upon. Gabriel, a cleric with decades of Vatican service, provided tantalizing evidence confirming some of their darkest suspicions, details even Musk, Gibson and Rogan found hard to believe. Brother Gabriel described the Vatican's long-standing concealment of groundbreaking historical revelations, many contradicting widely held religious teachings. He claimed certain biblical narratives were deliberately altered centuries ago to solidify church power and influence. According to Gabriel, the archives concealed original texts explicitly documenting humanity's ancient encounters with beings of non-human origin, entities the Vatican deemed celestial but privately speculated could be extraterrestrial. The whistleblower also disclosed chilling details about the rumored chronovisor. Gabriel confirmed that, though officially dismissed as myth, the device had indeed existed, constructed by Father Ernetti in cooperation with elite scientists under Vatican supervision. He insisted the chronovisor was quickly dismantled, its components scattered and concealed due to fears its existence would destabilize faith and reveal unsettling truths about history. Truths the Vatican still guarded zealously. Even more troubling, Gabriel recounted modern attempts within the Vatican to utilize advanced technology, possibly including artificial intelligence and quantum computing, to reconstruct the chronovisor's capabilities. He revealed secretive groups within the Vatican pursuing projects aimed at controlling time-related technologies. Musk, particularly alarmed, understood that such attempts, if successful, represented not only a technological leap but an existential threat to humanity's understanding of reality. Brother Gabriel further described widespread moral corruption permeating Vatican ranks. He detailed incidents of financial misconduct, suppression of internal dissent, and disturbing infiltration by clandestine groups he described as malevolent. Gabriel confessed his fear that demonic influences, once metaphorical in his mind, might be more literal, rooted in genuinely dark spiritual forces manipulating church leadership from within. Upon receiving Gabriel's revelations, Musk, Gibson, and Rogan debated intensely. The trio carefully analyzed every detail, aware their response could have profound implications. Gibson passionately insisted they act immediately, convinced the church's corruption and concealment needed swift exposure. Rogan agreed, though urged careful verification of the explosive claims. Musk counseled restraint, understanding the need for irrefutable proof before going public, aware of the credibility issues they faced. Ultimately, they decided to cautiously verify Brother Gabriel's story, arranging meetings with trusted contacts and discreetly investigating the claims. Gabriel's documentation, though incomplete, proved disturbingly credible. His inside information matched closely with independent findings gathered by Musk and Gibson. The evidence was mounting rapidly, suggesting they were on the verge of an explosive breakthrough that could redefine humanity's understanding of itself. Yet, even as they moved closer to revelation, mysterious threats intensified around them. Their phones rang silently at odd hours. Strange vehicles shadowed their movements. All three men recognized these as warnings from unseen forces, intent on preventing exposure at any cost. The Dark Forces. Respond as Musk, Rogan, and Gibson edged closer to exposing the Vatican's hidden truths, opposition intensified dramatically. Powerful, unseen adversaries responded swiftly and decisively, sending unmistakable warnings to each man. These shadowy figures, whether affiliated directly with Vatican authorities or independent groups protecting hidden interests, clearly viewed their investigations as a severe threat. Musk noticed unusual sabotage attempts targeting SpaceX's operations. Critical data vanished overnight, projects mysteriously stalled, highly sensitive materials were inexplicably compromised. Rogan experienced increasing pressure as guests suddenly cancelled podcast appearances, and potential sponsors quietly withdrew support without explanation. Gibson received unsettling anonymous threats, warning him to cease speaking publicly about Vatican corruption or face dire consequences. Despite their influence, each man found himself increasingly isolated. Friends, colleagues, and business partners began distancing themselves, fearful of associating with their dangerous inquiries. Gibson, familiar with public ostracism from past controversies, remained defiant, determined not to yield. Musk quietly ramped up security around his ventures, while Rogan relied on his vast audience as protective insulation, continuing to subtly spotlight Vatican mysteries on his show. Brother Gabriel, their Vatican insider, abruptly disappeared. Efforts to contact him failed. Even confidential informants within Rome had no answers. Musk privately speculated that Gabriel had either been discovered and silenced or forced deeper underground. Gibson suspected a darker fate, convinced Gabriel's disappearance signaled how serious their adversaries had become. Rogan, ever pragmatic, focused on gathering as much tangible proof as possible before their window of opportunity closed completely. Yet, the threats only strengthened their resolve. They recognized clearly that whatever they uncovered was powerful enough to merit such aggressive retaliation, confirming their suspicions were no mere paranoia. Musk believed these forces would never relent unless publicly exposed. Gibson agreed, understanding silence would only protect corruption and secrecy. Rogan, trusting the strength of his voice and audience, prepared for the decisive moment. Finally, in the face of intensifying threats, the trio resolved to act decisively. With substantial evidence now gathered, they planned a simultaneous global reveal, leveraging Musk's technological platforms, Gibson's filmmaking expertise, and Rogan's media reach. They knew that once exposed, there would be no turning back. The Vatican's final move. Just when Musk, Rogan, and Gibson thought they were in control of the narrative, the Vatican made its final, most unexpected move. In an unprecedented turn of events, an official statement was released from the Holy See, dismissing all allegations as baseless conspiracy theories. The Vatican's press office carefully crafted a response, subtly warning that spreading misinformation about the Church could result in legal action. But the underlying message was clear: stop now or face severe consequences. Musk was the first to recognize the tactic for what it was: damage control. He had seen similar strategies employed by governments and powerful corporations before. The Vatican wasn't denying everything outright, but rather attempting to shift the focus, making their accusers seem irrational or unhinged. The move was strategic. Rather than engaging with the allegations, the Church aimed to discredit the sources before their evidence could be widely seen. Meanwhile, Rogan found himself under attack in the media. Out of nowhere, mainstream news outlets began running hit pieces, branding him as a reckless provocateur who dabbled too much in baseless conspiracy theories. His credibility was being systematically undermined, with clips of his old controversial statements resurfacing to damage his reputation. He wasn't surprised. He had been through this before, but this time it felt different. The level of coordination was too precise, the attacks too well-timed. Someone powerful was pulling strings. Gibson, who had long endured battles with Hollywood elites, was hit the hardest. His ongoing film projects suddenly faced mysterious delays. Major studios hesitated to greenlight anything with his name attached, and rumors circulated that he was becoming too controversial for mainstream cinema. Whispers spread that secret meetings were taking place within the highest levels of the Church, strategizing ways to ensure his voice was permanently silenced. He wasn't just facing public backlash, he was being erased. Then, something even more alarming happened. The trio's confidential sources, including former Vatican officials and insiders, began disappearing. Some ceased all communication, their emails bouncing back as if their accounts had been shut down overnight. Others, once eager to share secrets, suddenly retracted their statements, claiming fear for their lives. It was as if the Vatican had activated a global cleanup operation, ensuring that no verifiable evidence would remain. In a last-ditch effort, Musk considered leveraging his access to advanced AI and quantum computing to retrieve and analyze Vatican records, if they could breach the digital firewalls. But before he could act, his most trusted engineers at Tesla and SpaceX advised him against it. "You're poking something ancient and powerful," one warned. "This isn't just another tech monopoly. It's a force that has controlled information for centuries." For the first time, even Musk hesitated. He wasn't afraid of challenges, but he knew better than to underestimate an institution that had survived every empire, war, and revolution in human history. As the world watched, unaware of the high-stakes game unfolding behind closed doors, Musk, Rogan, and Gibson faced a pivotal decision. Would they push forward, risking their careers, reputations, and possibly their lives? Or would they retreat, knowing the Vatican's final move had left them with few allies and even fewer options? The truth was out there, but whether the world would ever see it was another question entirely. What dark secrets does the Vatican desperately want to remain hidden? Is humanity prepared for the revelations that Joe Rogan, Mel Gibson, and Elon Musk might soon uncover? Could these mysteries redefine history, faith, and even our understanding of time itself? The truth may be closer than we think, or further beyond our reach than ever. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more groundbreaking stories coming your way. Stay tuned. You won't believe what we have in store next. The next revelation might change everything.